Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey, yo, what up, everybody? It is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish Show. What up there, Mikey?
Shout out, let's go, boy!
Shout out, let's go, boy. We're
Fight
here.
Week. Sturgis Fight
Yes.
Week, Mike. Sturgis Fight Week.
That's
Can you
right.
believe it?
I can believe it. We are here finally again.
Can you believe it was already a year since we were out there? That's what's crazy. It was
I
like,
know.
I feel like we were just there. And when we
does
get
kinda
there
feel like
on
that.
Friday, I feel like we just left. It's crazy. But
It really is. It was such a wild time, a great event. It was hard to forget. We've got a lot of memories from that, and then we're going to make many more this time around, especially since we know the lay of the land, and also because it's not going to be hot as balls this time. Last time it was in the hundreds. This year, 80s, low 80s to 70s.
really,
It's looking beautiful. Yeah.
I didn't even look. I didn't look.
Oh, I
that
looked
far.
because I was like, I'm gonna be dying this year.
I just figured I'm gonna wear shorts the entire time this time.
The entire time. It's the
But
only event where we wore shorts the entire time. No pants. No way.
yeah. Well, you know what? It's a freaking awesome fight card. It's the 85th anniversary of the Sturgis Bike Rally,
Yes,
so
that's
they're
right.
expecting a bigger crowd than
They
ever.
say on Google, I think it says an average of 500,000 every year, and then when they do the 75s, 85s, 1.1 to 1.3 million people. Can you imagine?
That shit is-
And when we're there, ZZ Top is playing on Friday night.
oh, really?
Friday
Son
night,
of a
ZZ
bitch.
Top is playing and some other band too. Yeah, ZZ Top.
She got legs. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be
I
fucking
know there's
awesome.
other songs they sing, but I can't think of them right now.
Hey, if I still had a belt, I would try to get them to hold my belt up. But
I know.
yeah,
You
it
need that belt,
resides.
Cranston.
It resides in somebody's house right now, and I'll never get that back. He might try to stab me
We
with a
need
samurai sword
another
if I
belt.
get that belt back.
Yeah, he might machete you.
Yeah. So hey, it's a big week. We have a guest coming on tonight. Shyanna Bintliff is going to be making her debut in the Buffalo Chip out in the Sturgis Buffalo Chip in front of that outdoor crowd, that rowdy crowd. It's going to be fucking awesome. And it is cool that they have put 2 women's fights on this card. So she's taking on Marisol Ruelas, and it is another featherweight fight, Mike, which is nice. The BKFC has needed to start building this featherweight division. We talked about it last episode. They signed Cotton, they signed Aspen Ladd.
Yes.
You know, they have a champion in that division with nobody to fight. And now you got a featherweight fight coming up between Shyanna Bintliff and Marisol Ruelas, and then Aspen Ladd and Josette Cotton coming up. So it's maybe they got themselves a little division starting to get built around here. And not to mention Hannah Rankin. I mean,
And the champ's going to be there.
yep. And Jessica's going to be there. So do we want to talk about the unfortunate loss that we lost in the community? Listen, man, Mike and I have so many great memories of this man, going all the way back to Salamanca, New York.
Yes.
The first New York BKFC event. We had dinner with Tommy Clohessy for the first time in our life. And that day we became really good friends with that guy. And every single time we saw him from that point on at every event, he was just the most genuine, nice, big old nice guy, generous to everybody, thoughtful to everybody. He cared about everyone. He made the safety. He made these. I got these damn things all over my house.
Yeah, me too. Look,
he's the creator.
I got one here. I got one here. I got them
I got-
everywhere. Oh, wait, got another one here.
Yeah,
They're
I got
everywhere. They're on my desk at
hanging
work.
up on the wall over here. I got a coaster right here. He created the safety mat to make it safer for the fighters. For those who don't know, and if you're watching this show, you probably know. Just picture that thing that's in Mike's hand on a much larger scale, like about this big around, probably 3 or 4 feet across. you put them on the floor in the corner of the ring, and then you could put the stool down on top of it, and they could pour water on the fighters' heads. They could fucking
They're
spit and
bleeding on
drool and
there.
bleed, and it could get on the mat. And then they stand up to start the round again. They step out of the corner. They pull that mat out, and the mat remains dry. It avoids slips and falls and injuries. And like he did that for the safety of the fighter. He cared about the fighters. He cared about the community, and he took care of everyone. Our friend Tommy Clohessy lost his battle with cancer yesterday, and it's a sad day. R.I.P. Tommy. Right, Mike?
Yeah, such a great guy. Like Kyle said, we met him in New York with DJ Tony and Amber Field. We were walking down. We're all in hoodies and pants, and this guy's in a suit. He's ready to go. And we walk down, and DJ Tony introduces us, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "I have a table reserved, private table in the steakhouse over here. You guys want to come and eat dinner?" So we're like, this is after he just bought us things. We're like, I don't know. We're not really dressed for it, but thank you so much. He's like, "No, let's go. You're coming. Come on, let's go." We go in there. This guy freaking orders every appetizer on the menu, right? This isn't Burger King. You know what I'm saying? This is a freaking steakhouse in a casino. We all get whatever we want to eat. He's getting freaking cheesecake, and it was a blast. Super nice guy. And like Kyle said, every time after that, what are you guys doing? He'd go out. This guy, he's an older guy. He would come out to the bars with us till freaking 2 a.m. Maybe 5 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah,
Alabama, no, Mississippi. We were out till the sun came up with that guy. He was awesome. Love him so much. I just remember that for him later on.
Later on we're gonna play a tribute video. You guys are gonna enjoy that, or maybe shed a tear over it. Who knows? But Tommy, I just remember that first meal, just feeling so out of place because, like Mike said, we're up there in I think it was in December, right? The first New York one was in December. It was cold.
Yeah, it was definitely winter.
So we're in hoodies and jeans and sneakers. Amber Field's in a leather jacket with ripped up jeans, and DJ Tony's in a fucking hoodie with a hat on, like all of us. And Tommy says, "Come eat," and we're like, "No, we're not dressed for this." He's like, "Forget about it. Come on in, come in."
Forget about it.
I just remember him fucking sitting down and like having the waitress come over, and he's like, "Just go ahead." He's like, "Bring one of every appetizer on the menu. Just spread them out on the table, and And then he goes, "And everybody, hey, order an appetizer. Hey, order an appetizer. I'm going to get one of everything on the table. Just, you want anything, order it up. Everyone get a drink. Make sure you get a drink. We're in a steakhouse. Get a steak." And then everybody's having drinks, eating apps, ordering steaks. And then he's like, "You guys want dessert?" No, we're good. We're good. He goes, "No." He gets the girl over, and he's like, usually at the menu, he's like, "Just bring one of every dessert and just put a shit."
Get all the desserts.
Yeah, he's like,
I can't eat anymore.
One of all the desserts, and just throw a bunch of spoons on the table. They'll eat them, and bring Sambuca with the espresso beans for everybody too. Where I'm like, what the fuck? This guy is dropping some money on people he doesn't even know right now.
Doesn't even know us. Never met us in his life.
Yeah, it was a great meal, and we really got to know him that night. And then seriously, so many events after that. We spent so much time with that guy. Rest in peace to Tommy. He is a legend. And when we go out to Sturgis this weekend, we'll have a drink with a few people, and we're gonna talk about it. And I'm sure we'll raise a glass to him in Sturgis.
Yes, we will. So we'll get back on that subject later on. So stick around for the Tommy Clohessy tribute later in the show. But without further ado, Kyle.
Well, without further ado, we have a guest waiting to come in here. Mike, why don't we bring in Shyanna Bintliff? Let's go. What do you say?
We shall, right after this.
There she is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Doing
Welcome
great.
to the show. You are here. We once hung out with you around a table in Florida.
Our favorite
I
restaurant
believe,
ever.
In our favorite restaurant ever.
I only say that because we've been there like 1,000 times, and maybe obvious reasons, but it's the only place open till 3 in the damn morning or 2 in the morning.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
It's the only place we can find.
Well,
And when
you're here.
You can't food, the food is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Well, you're here now. You have come over to the BKFC and you are ready to make a splash in the featherweight division. But before you do that, you need to tell everybody who watches our show who the hell Shyanna Bintliff is and why everybody should be paying attention to Sturgis, like they're not going to be watching the Sturgis event anyway. Come on.
Yeah. Well, first off, my name is Shyanna Bintliff. I'm actually from South Dakota. I grew up about 45 minutes away from Sturgis, so ever since I was born, I've been a part of the Sturgis culture, get to experience that ever since I was young. I've worked it since I was 14 years old. This
No
will
way.
actually be yep. I was I waitressed since I was 14 out in Sturgis for the rally. I would do like food running from the window and stuff like that all the way up through until 2 years ago. Last year was the first year I've missed the rally.
Holy shit. Before we go any further,
First year we've ever been there was last year.
Oh man.
Well, we're going to have to discuss a few things with you. Our first year was last year. There's some wild shit that goes on there. What can you share with us? What are some wild experiences that you've had working the events out there in Sturgis? That's insane that you did that.
That's a hard one because there's always something going on in Sturgis, especially during rally, it truly is the fun part about it. But everybody out there is just there for a good time, and I think that's the best part of the rally. There's been plenty of people that end up going to jail for the night, and they are just, like the jail in Sturgis during rally is kind of more like, this was for your own good. Now just go on, like enjoy the rest.
No charges, just sleep it off and go.
We need to tour that. We need to tour the prison there.
Yeah, you got a lot of. They have a lot of grace, and they're like, hey, this ain't nothing new. We've been doing this. This is gonna be the 85th year, so 85th anniversary this year. So they're pretty well versed in what's gonna go down in Sturgis.
Kevin Smith in the comments section says this is a real biker babe. That's what he called you, a real biker babe.
Yeah, we've actually taken the bikes out a few times when I lived out in Florida. I've been on a bike since I was like 15 years old.
What do you have? What do you have now?
I don't have a bike currently. I actually sold my bike before I left Florida, but I had an 02 Harley Custom. Yeah.
So, did you move to Florida for training purposes?
Yeah. So I grew up in South Dakota all 26 years of my life, and so I finally was like, you know what? Like, I kind of want out of here. I want some adventure, and then that's when I was kind of stepping into going from amateur into pro. And so I'm like, if I want to do something a little bit more serious, I don't want to jump into something bigger, I think I'm going to have better luck if I kind of get out of South Dakota, because we're just a pretty desolate state. It's pretty small. Not a whole heck of a lot going on up there. We don't have a big martial arts scene on that side of the state for sure. Like where Josh Dyer is, Josh and I have known each other for years. Probably 9 years.
Would you look him in the eye and say that he's got all his faculties together? That kid. I love Josh. I'm just saying he looks like he's got a twinkle in his eye. That boy.
He does.
He's got a vacancy.
Ever since I've known him, he's always been that way. He's consistent.
Yeah. Last year.
Yeah, but then he's super nice when you talk to him, but I feel like he could lose it.
Yeah, 100%. I've never seen him get out of character, like get angry or mad though.
Me neither.
Never. Never.
I remember going to the after party last year after the event was over in Sturgis. We went to the bikini bar. That's where
where the lake is.
That's where Grunt Style was having their after party at the lake there. And me and Kevin and Mike and Josh and Roberto Armas were all standing by the bar shooting the shit. And Josh is he's just like he's like looking across to the fucking way, and I'm like talking to him, and I'm like looking at him, and I'm like looking over there to see what the
Yeah.
fuck. I'm like, what are you looking at? He's like, oh no, nothing, dude. What's up? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was still here. I don't know. That's
That
fucking
is so
scared me.
spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he even does that. I've trained with him, like, because I'm always like, you know, like, I've always wanted to learn from him. I'm always like, hey, like, what can you teach me? Blah, 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 blah. And that's always the hardest part I have about with him is because he can do stuff without looking, and he'll be like looking over this way. So what you want to do is da 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 da, and then he'll like smack me something. I'm like, all right, I didn't know you were even talking to me at this point. Like,
He's always doing that. Even when we were at at a weigh-in show in Miami in a club, and I walked by and he was talking to a couple of fans about fighting, and he's giving them little pointers. I walk away. I come back 15 minutes later, and he's actually acting out different things. He's moving around and he's punching, and then I leave, and then 10 minutes later, he's still doing it. I was like, this guy loves
he
the
loves
sport.
it.
He loves to train. He loves to talk about it, and it shows because he's the champ.
Yeah, that's
Right,
what I like followed him during MMA, and that's like when I kind of came into meeting him was when he was still in MMA, and so that's where I was at with my like little career as well. Was I was still amateur MMA.
So what drew you to bare knuckle?
Honestly, it was after Josh started, and I just kind of like because this was he started, gosh, like what 5 years ago or so, I think, right around in that time frame.
Yeah.
And it was obviously still newer there, and so just watching him kind of get in there and start doing it, and I was like, man, like this is actually pretty cool. And then I started watching like Christine and stuff like that, and just kind of seeing like different people start kind of coming out and doing this, and I was like, man, like I think I want to go bare knuckle. I feel like that's a route that I would really like. I just kind of grew up scrappy, and so like fighting without anything on was not something that I was like new to me.
And you grew up working the Sturgis Bike Rally since you were 14, and you could attest to this. Like, I know that there's some rowdy shit that goes on, but you said it earlier. You would think that like you working the bike rally for 12 years of your life or 10 years of your life, you've been into some scraps and you've seen a few things. But while we were there, everybody was just there to have a good time. I'm sure fights happen because people get enough booze in them and somebody's going to scrap at some point. But for the most part, I was amazed by how cool.
I didn't see any.
Yeah, I didn't see a single fight the entire time we were there. Granted, we were only there for 3 days, but in 3 days, the only fights we saw were inside the freaking BKFC squared circle, and that's it. It was like everybody was just there to have a good time. They're burning their tires. They're fucking wearing their they're wearing their pasties and fucking doing all kinds of crazy shit. But it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, everybody's there to drink and be naked, basically. Like that's all it is. There's naked people everywhere, bikes and alcohol. But I mean, it is a really cool culture. It's somewhere that everybody just is like, everybody wants to be there. Everybody's loving being there. And so yeah, like we never really dealt with a ton of fights because I was at the Loud American. That's where I was at from 14 to 26.
Is that like right on the main strip in Sturgis?
Yeah, so that's on the main strip right downtown Sturgis. So at when you come through Sturgis and you'll turn onto the main street, it's at the very far end of it by like One-Eyed Jack's, and I don't know how familiar you got with it out there, but
I don't think we went there.
So
we just went to the Buffalo Chip the first time, right?
No, well, yeah, we only went to we also went to kickstands, I think, right?
Yeah, we went to kickstands. Yep.
But I had driven through Sturgis, like driving across country years ago, and I stopped in there just to like check out the town, but there was no bike rally, so it was like basically a ghost town.
Yeah.
And I went to some like the Knuckle Saloon or something like that. I went there, and then there was another big bar that like is really famous. There was like a TV show about it. Do you know?
Full Throttle.
Full Throttle. That's that's all on that main strip, right?
Full Throttle is a little bit further out, but I lied. I'm sorry. No, Full Throttle is right in town there, and then kickstands and One-Eyed Jack's, the Knuckle, and then the Loud American. There's only a couple of them that are open year round.
Okay. Yeah. So I would imagine that town makes all their money the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah. Tourist is huge for like tourism, but I mean like people will walk out of Sturgis making thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
the money is there.
Mike and I talked to like a lot of bartenders will come from like all over the place just to bartend for 2 weeks and make a fuck ton of money and then go home, right?
100%. Yeah.
Mike and I think we were talking to the one that was upstairs on like that balcony bar. They were like from Florida or something. Like they came up from Florida
In the
to
VIP. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The first night.
the first night. Yeah, they were like from Florida, and they're like, "Yeah, we come out here every year just to work the bike rally and line our
Yep.
pockets and then go home."
100%.
But you get
Make
the
some good money.
so now you go from a decade of serving drinks and food and stuff to fighting in front of these people. Like, what does your friends and family that have been on this ride with you all along think about the fact that you're gonna freaking throw down on Saturday in front of the bike rally instead of be working it and having a good time?
Everybody's pretty excited. I've had so many people reaching out, making sure they get tickets, and they're like, what exact time do you fight? And I'm like, well, I'm not sure about that, but here's
Not
your
gonna be able to
ticket
figure that one
link,
out.
and this is roughly when we start. And so, yeah, everybody back home, I have a super great support system back home. Anytime I'm fighting, I have a lot of people tune in and stuff. And so this is my first time fighting at home in like 5 years, I think. So everybody's really excited about that, which makes me really excited to be there.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see you fighting, and I'm going to tell you why. Not because we met you once before and now we're excited to see you actually fight, but the division that you're in has been needing fighters so bad. The BKFC featherweight division is like two girls, or there was two.
Yeah,
It was basically Jessica Borga and Hannah Rankin, and now they signed Aspen Ladd, they signed Josette Cotton, they signed you, they signed Marisol Ruelas that you're going to be fighting. This is exciting for the BKFC fans because fucking finally they found a group of women that want to come here and throw down at 145 pounds.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your experience in bare knuckle. I know you're 1-1, right? But you don't have any other bare knuckle fights besides the two, correct?
Yeah, nope, just the two. I fought in Jacksonville, Florida last year in June, and then I fought in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina earlier this year in April.
Did you like the triangle ring?
I honestly did. I really liked the Trigon. It just really has a cool edge to it. You know, it makes you you have to think about the strategy that you're going to use when you're in there and how really you can use the advantage of the triangle for you. You got 33 degrees and 3 corners to make it work in your favor. And so I think it's kind of cool. There's a lot less room to run, and I think that's exciting.
Well, Mike is going to love this because I was watching your two fights back to back on my TV, right? I had YouTube up on the TV, so you were up there, 65 inches tall and freaking and fighting. And my 10-year-old son walks into the room and he goes, "Why is it a ring triangle?" And I said, it's what their company does. He goes, "It looks stupid." That was Nolan's initial reaction.
Honest,
he was like, "It looks stupid. Why is it like that?" And I was like, that is their thing. We have a round ring. They have a triangle ring. So So you liked it, but now you are you're here. Circle ring.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be the full size ring. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. Do you know? It's most likely going to be
It has to be.
Yeah, it's a numbered event, so it's going to be the full size ring. It's going to be 22 feet across. So you got a lot of space to move around. Thoughts about the change and how excited are you to do this? I mean,
anytime I get to compete, I'm super excited. I genuinely just love what I get to do. I'm super fortunate. I'm super lucky. I'm one of the few people that get to do something that they truly love. So I'm always excited for that. Anytime I get the opportunity, I'm excited for the change of the ring. I'm always a fan of something new. I always like trying new things. I always like experiencing new things. I think it's going to present its own like hard little changes here and there. It's going to be difficult, because there's really nowhere to corner somebody here. And so you're constantly having to work. And so it's going to be a transition for sure, but I'm excited about it.
Roberto Armas asked a question, and it's the same question that I was going to ask. I mean, you just said you don't currently have a bike, but I think you should borrow one, and maybe you should come out on one to the ring. Could you set
It would
that
be
up?
cool. I had somebody that did ask me about that. It would be cool if they'd let me.
They
wonder if
really
they can pull
should.
it off.
I mean, what the
Yeah,
hell?
I'm friends with the people that like run the stuff out at the Buffalo Chip, so I don't think it would be outside of reach to do something like that.
I have a message from the Black Widow herself. She's in the comments right now watching the show,
sweet.
but she sent me a
Oh, yeah,
message
yeah.
earlier and said to tell you that she said thank you for coming over and helping build our division.
Absolutely. I'm really excited.
Yep. Oh, there you
I
go.
think it's I can
Building
see
our
it now.
division.
No, I love that. I'm excited. We're like a select few of women that do this kind of stuff, and so it's really hard stepping into something new and something that like a lot of people are excited about, especially like women. Like, we already, especially women in combat sports, we're already a pretty small number, and so then when you step into something like bare knuckle boxing, our numbers like are small, and so it's always super exciting getting to be in the ring with like-minded women who are excited to be there, women who work hard and train hard like this. So I'm super excited.
The thing is about like with you, you're in such a unique position, and I'm sure you don't want. Maybe you do, but like because there's so few in your division, and you could only be like a fight or two away from actually fighting Jessica Borga for a world title. But this literally is only your third professional fight, correct?
Yeah.
So, like, would that be something that you would want to say? You go out there and you smash on Saturday, and then now you're 2-1 as a professional bare knuckle fighter. You'd probably want to get one more, right? You probably want to fight an Aspen Ladd or Josette Cotton, or would you want to go right after Jessica Borga? It's weird to ask that question because you're making your debut, but literally, and nobody has any fights. You know what I mean? Like
I know.
it's all so new.
Part. I think honestly, like I would like a couple of fights under my belt before I do get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been kind of like following BKFC and the BKB. Like I've been following the bare knuckle before I ever stepped into it. And so a lot of these women, like they've been in it for a while, but they've also had to wait because our divisions are not very big at all. And so they just are able to take it one fight at a time. And so I feel like I want to step in and kind of take it that route as well. I want to build up my ring knowledge, my fight knowledge just in bare knuckle itself. Cause like anybody that steps into bare knuckle, we all know that it's not just regular boxing. It has its own different dynamic. And so it's still something I'm learning. It's still something I'm growing in. And so I would like a couple of fights under my belt before I stepped into that because I do have respect for her. I've watched her. She's a great athlete. She's a great fighter. So, I would like to present my best self in order to step in with her.
Isn't it crazy to think that though? Like,
yeah,
like you could be 2 fights away.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what you said too, because
I love what you just
some
said.
people have a little bit of bravado and they can't admit something like that. So they'll be like, oh, it's just like their first fight ever. And they'll be like, I want the belt next.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not a fighter, so I don't want to like try to tell you what to do, but I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe you should have a few fights first, And there's just something about that people don't like to admit, like, hey, let me get a few fights and get a feel for this before I'm running at the damn title. Like, there's nothing wrong with that shit. That's like starting a job day one and going, you know what? GM tomorrow. I want it. Like, wait, dude, you don't even know how to fucking clock out, bro.
Yep. No, I'm just a pretty upfront, forward person. Like, I'm still learning. Like, boxing wasn't something that I was really like. I didn't find a passion for it until a couple of years ago, and that's when I stepped out of MMA because I was like, man, like I'm just not finding my step in MMA. And then I transitioned over into a couple of boxing matches for amateur, and I was like, man, like I really like this. It has so much more structure. Like I just love something so much more about boxing, and so it's still a little bit newer to me. It's still something I'm learning and developing and like truly getting a foundation in. And so, we're in the entertainment business. And when you do that, if you want to fight the champion, nobody wants to watch somebody go in there that's not prepared to get in there, is my feeling about it. When I step in, I want to be well prepared. I want to put on a good show. I want to be like well sharpened, good foundation, and give her something to work in a ring with as well.
And let's face it, this sport, MMA isn't for everyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people who, I don't know, I'd never watched any of your MMA fights. So I don't know.
Please don't.
Okay. So would you rather stand and bang than get on the floor and roll around? So
I have a love for MMA, but I really
but people like you and Misfit and Borga and Lorenzo Hunt and these guys, these people that fought in MMA and didn't have the greatest success in MMA really thrive in this sport. And Misfit and Lorenzo are two perfect examples of that. Like, Lorenzo had a lot of losses in MMA. Why? Because he's not a grappler and he couldn't fucking he would get choked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Misfit was 1-3 in MMA. I could be wrong about that, but I believe she was 1-3. But look at her over here. She's fucking 11-1. You know, number one pound for pound in the world. It's just it's a different sport. It's not for everybody, but some people are just cut out for this. Now let me ask you this: you moved to Florida. Who are you training with? There's a lot of bare knuckle fighters down in Florida. Are you working specifically with?
I'm actually not in Florida anymore. I moved out to Louisiana in February.
Okay.
And so I have some friends out there. I actually work out of a little gym in there. And then my boxing coach in Louisiana is actually, and you probably won't know who she is. Her name is Carly Giudice, but she fights in the UFC. And I believe she just became, I think it's 3-1. She just fought a couple weekends ago and she became 3-1 in the UFC. And so my boxing coach out there, that's one of his athletes, and he's worked with her for like 3-4 years. So he's really talented. I really love being out there. And then I also fly out to Las Vegas, which is where I'm at now. And I work with AJ Easley and Bones Adams.
Okay.
And AJ actually just got inducted into the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame. I believe it was last weekend. And then Bones Adams is like a two-time, like retired now, but two-time world champion boxer.
Nice.
And so, I have a really super solid team out here. Some people with some really great pedigree and some really great resumes to learn from.
So you moved from South Dakota to Florida, and now you live in Louisiana, but you went out to Vegas to train.
Yep.
You don't live out in Vegas. You live in Louisiana. Nice. I mean, well, you're obviously taking the professional fighter serious. You know what I mean? Like it when you decide to leave home for your career, you've obviously taken a step towards fucking taking it very serious. So congratulations on that. I wanted to say this, and I think Mike will agree with your last fight in BKB was impressive as hell to me, even though you were dropped twice in that fight.
Yeah.
This was such an impressive fight to me because even though you were dropped twice, and they looked pretty hard too.
Yeah, it looked like you weren't gonna get up.
Yeah, you
got that a lot.
Right, you took them, you got up, and you worked that girl to the point where she didn't have a fume of gas left in her tank.
Yep.
Yeah. No, she my coach like kind of told me from the beginning, he's like, she's coming for your head. She's gonna hit you really hard, so it's gonna be up to you in there whether you want this fight or not. And at that point, I'm just like, all right, I guess we're just biting down and we're going to figure this out as we go. And I worked on a couple things with him out here in Vegas. And there's some really good things that I felt like I worked in that fight. And then I think, honestly, like, I feel like that was a good example of, like, you can't train, like, heart and grit. It's something that you either got or you don't. And I'm super fortunate that I feel like I do have it. I wanted it bad. I didn't want another loss. Like, I took my first loss and, like, you know, I had mixed reviews on that from people, but I did have a lot of people say, like, hey, you know, scorecard-wise, you were winning. If you would have been able to finish that fight and just stand up and, you know, play a little bit better defense. And so I really took that as, like, okay, like, you have a better handle on this than what you thought. You know, you did a lot better than what you thought you did. And we're always our worst critics, especially coming in as athletes.
Mike and I we had a conversation about this last week with one of our guests. Who I don't remember who we were talking about this last week, but from debut fight to your second fight is always such a big difference in bare knuckle, because that first time out, you really, you could say you've been in a bunch of bare knuckle fights in your life and street fights, but it is a different ball game when you're actually in a sanctioned fucking ring and you're actually fighting under a rule set. So a lot of people look shaky and, you know, a little iffy in their first time out, and then their second time they look like a whole new fighter. And I think I feel like that was it with you.
Yeah.
I feel like you showed a lot of stuff in that second fight, to be honest with you. So next one's number 3, and you just build off of that.
Yep, that's all you can do. You know, we're all here for the love of the sport, and so I mean, I guess that's why I'm here. I love what I get to do, and so every time I step out there, you know, I'm working hard. I'm making changes. I'm trying to be better, and you know, there's an end goal. You know, we all want to be the best at this, and so, you know, how other way are you going to do that besides working at what you're already good at, building off what you're not very good at, changing the things you're terrible at? Like, it's a humbling sport if you let it be, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Kyle, with what you were saying about how impressive that last fight was because of finding your heart. You found it. Because do you know you have it? Maybe. I don't know. How many times have you been knocked down in front of a bunch of people twice, and then you're just like, shit, 5, 6. And I'm sure the world slows down and you go, I could just stay here for 4 more seconds and then I can be done. You know, like it's like, I know how the mind works, and just it doesn't have to be a fight, but just anything in life. There's certain things we get. Kyle and I are both still in the military. We're full-time in the military, and there's so many positions that we're put in, and I'm sitting there, I'm going, God damn it. I just want to quit right now. I'm done. I'm throwing in the flag. I'm waving the white flag.
You have that option at all times. You can take a knee at any time you want. And so, like, you have an easy out if you want it.
Yep, you
but
do.
But the second knockdown, my one coach was like, oh, I don't think she's going to get up. And my other coach is like, she's laying there laughing. Like, she's getting up. And I remember hitting the canvas. I felt blood, like, start kind of, like, running down my face. And I started, like, giggling. And then I just sat back up. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Did you, like, grab your head? I feel like you were like, oh, Jesus, why did this just happen? Now I got to get back up. What the hell? Yeah. But it was great. It's great. So now you know you've been there. You got brought to hell and you came back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super proud of that one. Like, I'm always like, oh, I have so much room for improvement. But it took me a little bit to be like, I'm actually kind of proud of that one. Like, I had so many people that were like, man, I didn't think you were going to get up. And I'm like, you know, it was a toss up at that point, but I was ready for it.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Well, now you go in there. Marisol Ruelas is your opponent, and I want to say that I don't know for a fact, but I feel like you're going to have a significant size advantage in height and length. But I don't know. I just seen her on like Power Slap and stuff. I don't know what her like measurements are, but I do feel like you're going to be the bigger girl on Saturday night. How do you see the fight between you and Marisol playing out? Don't give us game plans or anything, but do you feel like you're going to be able to bully her at all, or what are you thinking?
You know, I think she's going to come out strong. I think she's going to come out quick. I have size on her too, so I think she might be a little bit quicker, but I'm going to definitely have the power on my side, and the experience. I have the experience of already stepping into bare knuckle twice, so that always, I feel like, gives you an advantage. Obviously not always, but I think that I'm going to be ready for her to just come out strong, and I feel whatever she comes in with, I have an answer for.
What is your reach? Do you know? You must know.
I think it's like, I want to say 72 inches, but I feel like that might be wrong. But I have a really long.
It might be right. I mean, it might be, because you're about the same. When we met you, I think you're about the same height as me.
Yeah.
Are you 5'8"?
Yeah, 5'8".
Yeah. So her reach is, I think, 64.
Well, so you could have a pretty
0.7. So that's 6, 7, 8-inch reach advantage, which is pretty big at reach advantage in the fights. Keep her at bay. She might not be able to get inside. She's gonna be running at you. You can almost guarantee that.
Gonna run into a few things.
Yep, she's gonna be coming at you pretty strong, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's the best bet.
I can't wait for this fight. I love the fact that Taylor Starling's fighting on the card with you against Shelby Cannon, and at the press conference in Texas, she was asking David Feldman, when are we going to get more women fights? When are we going to get multiple women fights on our card? And I don't remember what his answer was, but here we are freaking 2 months later, and we got 2 women fights on the same card. It's in front of a Sturgis crowd. It's going to be fantastic. I love it.
I love it.
Oh man, Sturgis was awesome last year, and
Just
I hope
being from there is crazy. Like, I cannot wait to hear and see how they react when you walk out. And that's the biggest crowd. I assume that's the biggest crowd you've ever fought in front of.
It'll be a toss up. The biggest crowd I've ever fought in front of was at the Budweiser Event Center in Denver for MMA, and that was like 20,000 plus people. Like it was
okay. Well, that's a lot of people.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of
people.
But still, like when I stepped out for that one, I was like, "Holy cow!" Like, it's
yeah.
20,000 people is a big crowd.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's a real lot of people.
And it's loud, and you're just like, "Holy crap!" Like you can't hear yourself think at first, and then you're like, "All these people are gonna watch me either win or get my ass handed to me here." Like.
You're gonna walk out. Wild. You're gonna walk out there, and you're gonna hear motorcycles revving. It's so cool the way the crowd is set up there at the Buffalo Chip, because people
it's
pull
a
their
whole
bike.
Energy.
Yeah, they pull their bikes right up, and it's like it's fucking nuts. When I was making the graphic to advertise this, I chose that picture of you with the dark lipstick and the shaved eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I said to Nolan, my 10-year-old, I said, look who I'm having on the show Wednesday. And he looked at it. He was like, yeah, he goes, you have Rhea Ripley coming on the show on Wednesday? I was like, I knew you were going to say that. That's why I picked the picture. You look just like, that's your doppelganger, right?
Yep, 100%. That's what I've had a couple people. They're like, you're the Rhea Ripley of bare knuckle. And I'm like, I'll take that because I love Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, ride that wave
all the way out.
You should get yourself. We're a couple days away from weigh-ins. It's too late for this now, but I'm just gonna hope that you got yourself a Rhea Ripley type outfit for the weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? You got to ride that.
I have a fitting outfit for Sturgis motorcycle
rally. Well, this is going to be fantastic, Shyanna. It's awesome to have you on here. We had that one evening of just shooting the shit and having a few.
Yeah,
pops.
It was like impromptu. We didn't even know it was, because we always go to the bar, like I said, when we're there, because my sister-in-law, who was with us that night, right?
Yep.
She was sitting right next to me. She lives in the apartments. That's like right next door. So like anytime we go to a Hollywood event, we always end up there. It's always fun. So
Absolutely.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. So we'll see you at the weigh-ins. Mike and I will get out there on Friday, so we'll be there. We'll see you there. Before we let you go, do you have a message to anybody that's watching or anybody that's going to be out there on Friday and Saturday enjoying the show? Take a minute and say whatever you want to say.
Oh, I'm just excited to come home. You're going to have an energy like you've never felt out there. Everybody's going to have a good time. We're all going to put on a really great show. I have a lot of friends that are on this card. The energy is unmatched. I'm excited for it, and everybody gets a little taste of home for me. So I hope that we put on and we show out and everybody wants to come back.
Awesome. Well, have the time of your life out there. You're going home. You're going to be in front of a huge crowd of good people, and it's going to be fantastic. Mike, do you got anything else for Shyanna?
I cannot wait for this. I loved it so much last year. I am definitely not a biker. Never had a motorcycle, not a biker dude. But man, I love the biker community. I didn't know it till last year, but I really do. Can't wait. This is going to be great. Very excited for you to fight in front of your hometown. God, it's going to be amazing. People that are watching, if you can get there, get there. If you're not planning, then just plan it right now. Just get on and get there.
Going to be there, and that's exciting all its own, because I have a crowd. That goes hard for me. So I'm sure you do. It's going to be great, because that's going to make it even better, because all those people are going to be so pumped up. 100%.
And those bikes are going to be revving.
Everybody's laughing because I'm like, because every year for rally, I always do like the footlong corn dogs because the vendors out there, and I'm like, all I want when I'm done is a footlong corn dog and a Jack and Coke, and I'm good. And they're just like, that is the most South Dakota thing you could probably ask for.
Nice. We'll try to remember that and have it ready
Right,
for after the
right,
fight.
that's what I'm
We'll
saying.
keep it here. Just
Oh,
remind us, and we'll have it right there as soon as you get off the stage.
Absolutely.
We'll be ready.
The little crispy thing at the end of the corn dog. That's like the prize at the end of the corn dog, right? It's the best part.
Absolutely.
I
Nobody
don't know
gets
what that.
it.
There's got to be a name for that little piece of the corn dog, but
Heaven.
Is it the
it's
crut?
heaven.
Little slice of heaven.
Little slice of heaven. Yes.
Oh man, we're gonna go off into corn dogs and everything, and there's these crazy corn dog spots like Kong Dog
Korean
and all
corn
that.
dog?
Shit. They're
Yeah.
so damn good.
Unmatched.
Why are they so
They're
damn
so
good? Let's stop here because we'll just keep talking. We'll talk about corn dogs now for 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
I can do it.
We'll do it
Everybody-
after the fight. We'll catch up.
we
and
will
talk about-
absolutely.
We'll cheers some corn dogs and call it.
100%. There's going to be an interview and there will be corn dogs. Everybody who's watching, make sure you are tuned in this weekend. Better yet, just get there. I don't know what
Just
the hell
get
you're
there.
doing. Get up right now and freaking book your flights. Bintliff versus Ruelas. I know I'm saying that wrong, but I tried very hard. August 2nd, BKFC 79 in Sturgis, South Dakota. I cannot wait. We will be there in just a couple of days, and we will see
Yep.
you. Thank you so much for coming on. And
Thank you,
right
guys.
now, we're going to play a little tribute for a buddy of ours. So thank you so much for coming on, Shyanna, and we will see you in just a couple days.
See
Take
you guys
care.
soon. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way.
Little moment of silence.
Yep. Hate doing these. They happen all the time. We're going to do it all the time. I'm going to miss Tommy. He's a good guy.
Dude, it's a part of life, and unfortunately cancer really touches everybody. Like, it really fucking does, man, and I hate it. And I can't believe, with all the medicines and all the freaking everything that they got nowadays, they can't nip this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's
It
crazy.
came on quick for Tommy too, man. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his whole life. I don't know. He could have knew and hid it for people for a while, and then when it got a little more serious, obviously he couldn't keep it a secret anymore. I don't know, but it had been about a year, We'd been messaging him throughout the process. I messaged him. Kyle, you had messaged him. In between, he showed up to the Philly event, the big Knucklemania 5 he came to. And I thought he was doing better. But I now look back on it and I think to myself, like, nah, that's just Tommy. He wanted to be there. He wanted to be helping. He wanted to see everybody. He wanted to do his thing. And I think in his mind, I think he knew, he might have knew more than we knew. He must have knew more.
Was he at the Philly Knucklemania?
He was. That's what I'm saying. He was at that. He was at that
he
event.
was there. Yeah. And I think Dak was with him, right? That guy,
Yep.
Dax was
That
the
was
dude
the
that was in
last
that
time I saw
picture.
him.
That picture of me and Tommy and Dax and DJ Tony, where DJ Tony and Dax decided they were battle rappers at about 4:30 in the morning.
I
It
got
was
so
insane.
sick. That was in Salt Lake City. That was in Salt Lake City in December last year, BKFC 56, right? Or was that 23? That was 2023.
Yeah, that was
December.
a while back.
And I got like a super bad cold, and for whatever reason, it hit me like a ton of bricks when we got back, and we were in his room. I was there for like maybe a half an hour, and then I was like, dude, I gotta call it. I was like one of the only times I've ever bounced. And I really, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. It's always like, I wish I didn't leave, and I wish I called her. Whatever, it sucks.
One night we're in Miami and we're hanging out at the beach restaurant with Tommy and his crew. And then the next thing you know, he's like, let's go to this improv comedy club. See TJ, my buddy TJ. So we go over to this improv comedy club, and it's fucking TJ Miller from Deadpool up on stage. We watched the TJ Miller stand-up set.
Yes. Yep.
And then it's over, the show's over, and TJ comes out and he hangs out with me and Mike and a couple other people, Crystal and her friend from California.
Yep.
And Tommy. It was just like
with TJ Miller and another comedian that looked familiar to me, and some other guy who was kind of a douche. But it was just us hanging out at the Dania Beach Improv at like 2 a.m. We've got pictures, and I'm like, we're just taking shots with TJ Miller, hanging out. I found out that night that TJ Miller is the voice of the Mucinex Booger, which I did not know.
The mucus.
Told us that. But we just sat there and chatted. I'm telling you, you guys, we had so many memories. We have so many good times with this guy who otherwise, and I always say this to Steph, I'm like, time to go to my double life, like it's my other life.
You would have never known this guy.
There. Right. No, when we show up, to these events from here, like we're at work every day doing our thing with our family, whatever, and then all of a sudden we show up and we're Mike and Mish. We're not Mike. We're not Hunold and Mish. We're not Master Sergeant, First Sergeant. You know what I mean? Like, we're Mike and Mish. It's totally different. We're all these different people that the people that we know and love and see every day, they don't see all these people. They don't know all these people that we know. It's very like so weird, but it's like a double life. And Tommy was like an integral part of that from that New York trip because it was so early in our bare knuckle careers, so to say. It was, he just was there. And then since that day, everywhere we went, he was there, and he always wanted to hang out, and we wanted to hang out with him. And we've hung out with him so many times. We'd hang out with him with the shift guys. We went out with him and the shift guys when you know what I mean? Because we'd always see them too. We'd collaborate. We'd all hang. I mean, man, there's so many stories with Tommy. So many.
The BKFC community lost a fucking good one, dude. It's a sad situation, but we'll just remember all the good times with Tommy, man, because that's what he would want us to do. He always wanted everybody having a good time. He always wanted everybody fed. He wanted everybody having some drinks. You know what I mean? Everybody have a good time. Don't worry about anything.
Yeah. The guy was strong. I don't know, in his mind, because I saw a post he put one day, and he was with the boys. He's hanging out, and they were saying, "I love you, Tommy. Fight." Frankie, F-Sack, Frankie. He was like, he's in, fight, Tommy, fight. And Tommy turns the camera to himself, selfie mode. And they're like, I don't know if they said, we'll miss you or something like that. And he's like, oh no, he just says, I'm going to miss me. I'm going to miss me. I'm gonna miss me too, or something. And I was like, this fucking guy, like, like just watching it, I'm just like, it's totally Tommy, but at the same time, like he knew, and he was just like so strong about it. You know what I mean? Like it's like he knew, and he just said, like, I don't know. It's hard to get the words to say, but it just, I don't know. It's moving to see that when somebody's, going through something like that and they're just so open about it,
Right.
You're just always so happy, just a happy
That's
guy.
right. The Cali boys in the comments, axe throwing. He was there with us at the axe throwing.
I was looking through those pictures. Yeah, it was the impromptu Salt Lake. That was also in Salt Lake City, and that was a last minute like birthday get together for Kevin Smith and who else? Who else's birthday was it? Jeff Houston? It was a couple people's birthdays.
It was two people's birthdays that were like a couple days apart. I think you might be right. It might have been Jeff Houston and Kevin.
Yep.
God bless Tommy Clohessy. So rest in peace to our friend. It's a sad situation, but we'll carry on his memory for sure.
Yeah, he was an actor. He was a musician.
He was a musician.
Wrote scripts, he directed stuff. He had the Billboard Mats thing.
So he told me, and him, we would talk about The Sopranos a lot because I love The Sopranos. I've watched The Sopranos from episode 1 to the finale a dozen times. I'm one of those psychos that have watched a full 6 seasons of The Sopranos.
I was watching Pine Barrens 30 times.
Yeah, exactly. But he knew Tony Sirico and Vincent Pastore, like Big Pussy and Paulie Walnuts. Tommy knew them, and like he was telling me stories about those guys. I'm like, God damn, that's fucking cool, man. Very cool. Mike, before we wrap up tonight, we should at least pull up. I was gonna say we were gonna preview, but I don't want to be on here all night.
Yeah.
So let's just do this. Let's bring this up on the screen. Right. We got the that's the undercard. Ron. Well, that doesn't have the main event up there, right. But look at this. We got Elvin Brito on there against Brandon Meyer stepping in there on short notice. We got Paco Castillo stepping in on short notice because Dan Godoy's opponent was supposed to be Ruben Arroyo. That fell out, so he's replaced by.
I was looking forward to seeing him too.
Yeah. We lost Ruben, but we got Paco Castillo. Connecticut boy Dan Pettit's back on there against Kruger. I mean, Timmy Mason. Remember, he knocked the guy out. He knocked somebody out cold last time we were in Sturgis. Who the hell did he knock out?
Who is it?
Timmy Mason.
Gabriel Fryer.
That's right. He knocked out Gabriel Fryer.
That was a scary one. That was a scary one.
Yeah, Fryer. He was on the map for a while, dude. Then you got the 2 women fights that we already talked about last episode with Taylor and this episode with Shyanna. Both of those are going to be awesome. We always love a good female fight.
With Dan Pettit's on there. I just realized that.
Yeah, so I was just saying Connecticut's own Dan Pettit.
Yeah.
But dude, Brandon Stronghold freaking Conley's back on there, and I'm going to tell you right now, they got him as a major favorite in that fight.
Who's that?
I said this, Brandon Conley.
Yeah.
I said this last time about David Simpson. I think people don't take him serious enough. David Simpson is a good fighter.
Yeah, he has some experience too.
Dude, he went 5 rounds with the Redneck and was banging with Dave Mundell before Dave knocked him out in the 5th. But we've talked to him about that. I think people take him lightly. And if you look at the odds makers, they got Brandon Stronghold freaking Conley, walking away with that one. I think that's going to be a tough
2-4.
Right. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
He fought some good fights here. Scott O'Shaughnessy. Remember O'Shaughnessy? He was like, when he came in, he was a force to be reckoned with, right?
You mean O'Shag Hennessy?
O'Shag Hennessy.
Yeah.
And let's see. He fought Dave Mundell, Jay Jackson.
Yeah, he's
Merck season.
Right. He just beat
and Joe Crayer. He fought Joe Crayer.
Yeah. So he's fought nothing but studs, man. He that's going to be a tough fight. I think they're underestimating Dave Simpson. I think that one will be a banger between those two. And then our boy Zach Kalmus is back on there. He's perfect for this crowd. He's perfect for Sturgis, and they had to get him back out there. Awesome Awesome card. And then the main event, of course, Go and Julian Lane. Mike, this has a lot of heat. These two boys don't like each other. Go came on to this show and said, I was supposed to fight Julian Lane in Mohegan Sun, but he
This fight
backed
was made. We helped
yeah,
make this damn fight, damn it.
right. Fights are made. Yeah, yes. Fights are made on the Mike and Mish show. I'm telling you right now, Go hit us with that little nugget, and we're like, wait a second. Can we just go back to what you just said? You were supposed to fight Julian Lane in Mohegan Sun. You had a contract, and he said, I had a contract. I signed the contract. He didn't sign the contract. Julian Lane comes out and says, Ho is lying. I never saw a contract. And then they have this back and forth. It's like a 24, 48 hour.
Russ gave us that signed picture.
Yeah. And then he fucking wipes his ass with it and throws it in the garbage.
Yes. He wiped his ass with it and threw it in the garbage.
Yeah. So it's like all that happened in like a 48-hour time period. And now all of a sudden, boom. Now, hold on. Before we wrap this, Austin Trout did say that he was done with the 165 division at some point.
That's what
At some point he said, I'm done with the 165 division. You guys can fight for it, whatever. But then at that press conference of champions, the Champions Summit, he said, you guys can go. Yeah. So I don't know if this is for the interim or for the vacant. It says vacant welterweight championship right there on
the vacant. Because I think everybody believed he was done, and he was like, "Now I'm gonna go and fight in another weight class." So I'm giving up the belt. That's what I got from it. That's what he said. That's what obviously what the organization got out of it. But now it seems like he's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna bounce back and forth." So
I'm gonna tell you, man, that one right there is a tough one. Go's a really good fighter. He's a come forward, violent, swing for the fences type fighter, and we all know what Julian Lane is. He's in a banger every single time. He had a little trouble with Cameron Van Camp his last fight, but he walked away with the knockout. So
yes, he did. Yeah.
Even when he was in trouble that last fight. Under duress, he came out the victor with the knockout. So got himself right into a title fight. I think he's on a 5-fight win streak in the 165 division. I could be wrong, maybe 4. But either way, Go and Lane, Starling and Cannon. This is a freaking great card. I can't wait to get out there.
Julian Lane, he has won 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in a row. His last loss was against Mundell, and the one before that was against Perry. But like both of those were unanimous decision losses against Perry and Mundell. Unanimous decision losses, right? Everyone else who fought those two guys basically got creamed. Yeah, knocked out.
Yep.
Absolutely destroyed. Yep. He went all 5 rounds with both guys.
Mollywopped.
Just absolutely creamed.
Yep. So I cannot wait to get out there and see this fucking banger, dude. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you to Shyanna for coming on. Best of luck in your fight on Saturday. We'll see you at the weigh-ins. It's really cool that we like ran into her by chance at a bar in Florida.
Cool.
And then, 6 months later, 7 months later, 8 months later, when was that? Was that December? When was that?
I think it was December. Yep. Florida.
Yeah. So 7 months later, or 8 months later, we're having her on the show and she's fighting for the BKFC. That's freaking awesome. And then, of course, one last time, RIP to Tommy Classy. Thanks for the memories. And that's all I got for tonight, Mike. What else you got?
Yes, sir. I don't got anything else. Rest in peace, Tommy. We love you. We're going to miss you, but we're not going to forget you. You're gonna live in eternity, and also on this show, we'll figure out a way to keep your spirit alive here on the Mike and Mish show for sure. So just like we did with our great friend Susan.
Yep. All right, guys. Good night and peace.